Of course I get a text the first time. Alright. I'm live, I think. So, I'm really nervous. Oops. Of course I missed that. I think the light's good. I don't know. Alright, guys. First time doing a presentation for you guys. It is going to be a true test to, I don't know, my nervousness. And I feel like I just messed with my notes, so now I might be more confused. So, let's see. Whew. Nervous. Hello, my one person. All right. Just now that I started talking, my animals are moving. Okay. So, I messed with my notes, guys. All right. So, how I'm gonna do this is I want to present. Now that I'm talking, I swear, I'm busy. I wanted to present all these references and links in a place. It's hard with the community part of the page, so maybe we can discuss that, and so that way you guys can verify yourself. Now there's 5. Oh yeah, Will's hoodie. I'm from Rito. Exactly. What is exactly around? No! Okay, you'll just meet the people first. My dog has decided to bombard my notes, like before. Okay, so, I messed with my notes, of course, and now they're a little jumbled. So, Narconon Lake Tahoe opened in 2008 and went till 2015. In April, when I started this research, there was a page with the grand opening, a picture of the front porch of the cabin looking building, and with white folded chairs, but only barely seeing the first 2 rows. So maybe 15 to 20 people, 20 chairs. That page is gone. Since the end of May, all of a sudden, Yelp was updated, and things were taken down, so I cannot find that. I know it's, the newspaper probably has it in their archives, but just the last 2 weeks, I found out that when they changed the address, and I'll get to that too, it made room for this whole new business that's been open for 9 years. So what the hell? So I decided to do 2 weeks and just decide to get this information out there. If you guys want to do more digging after what I present and everything. My dog is driving me nuts. To have my daughter take it. They were fine when I was just reading my notes. So, so I don't have the picture, of course, the grand opening, but what they didn't take down, Osa, flunk, is that Narconon started getting back into schools on, Lord help me, this is my 10-month-old. Give me 1 second. Excuse you. Come on. Bring your ball. Bring the ball. Everybody bring your ball. Everybody bring your ball. She's sitting on the couch. You and two. You two. You two. Bye. Puppies are fun. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. I have this old man. Go lay down. You go lay down. All right, where are we? So What they did not take down is that Narconon started making its way back into schools in 2014. Yeah. No, as soon as I start moving, they're like, let's play, let's go. So I don't get much done. Back in 2005, Northern California did their research on Narconon and debunked them. Said, nope, you have a lot of false information. San Francisco Chronicle did a whole thing on May 27th, 2014, and printed out all the discoveries of the, what's that word? So the schools in the district, and then the schools that they infiltrated for their free drug program. That also included the tone scale, guys. And that's why on my community page, I have an actual, the guy wrote on the board all these emotions and what, level they are. I am blown away that San Francisco actually printed this, since they seem to not care, the news care about this information anymore, but printed what was infiltrated and said, so some people said they didn't know, and in other people they actually canceled the program for coming to their schools. So on May 30th of the same year, 2014, they infiltrated the high school in South Lake Tahoe, and just like body routing, they Narconon was not supposed to give out phone numbers, exchange info, nothing. They were just supposed to straight talk about drugs are bad. But of course, you get the tone scale and everything. So, I found that and I was like, OSA, beat that, take that down. Why take down your grand opening? Gotcha. They say they been open for 20 years, the Elevate Addiction Services. So it's the same thing, guys. Teacher confusion. Like I said, I want to post this so you guys can totally see. All right. South Lake Tahoe. In 2006, LA County did a whole investigation about Narconon credibility, and actually have it, what their statement of theirs was, and then down below what the actual fact is, to debunk it. So that's been debunked. So I don't know why in 2014 everybody was like, sure, talk to our kids. In middle schools and high schools, guys. Do not know why they even go for middle school. I understand drugs are there, but like, stop messing with the kids. Also in 2007, of course, there was a lot of lawsuits, so I haven't gone through everything because I really wanted to focus on South Lake Tahoe. But of course, this web, you're going to see how the staff are everywhere within the Northern California. So a lot of complainants to the California Department of Alcohol and Drug Programs in Sacramento. So this lady listed, maybe I was looking at something else, but listed a couple of the people that we will be talking about in their complaint about their son going in and having a lot of different ethics officers. You're going to meet one that's no longer considered an ethics officer. It's just insane, guys. For the South Lake Tahoe, I believe she's a woman. She requested from the police department all 911 records in 2015 when it shut down, supposedly. My apologies about that. My daughter can't handle her. She's been released, I guess. I don't know.
She has too much energy.
I know.
She's whining.
I'm live.
I know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So a lady by Ms. R.M. Siebert, thank you very much. The correspondence is hilarious, guys. All she said was, this is for public awareness. This is not for personal, it's for the general public. It's not being made for commercial purposes. And then the first response is like, well, it depends on what you want. Apparently, and this is back in 2015, 911 hang-ups alone cost $42. Then events and reports are $143. So like false fire alarms are also included into that $143. And so this lady was really confused. Then it goes down to she wants everything. Then the cost, guys, they told her it costs $74. And then all of a sudden, the lady gets back to her and says, I'm so sorry for the confusion. Like this different lady, it's $7.40. Decimals are hard, I guess, in the police department, also in Scientology land. So they, she got it, and I went through it, guys. And the first call from only from 2012 to 2015. I don't know what happened to the other years, but the first call that I have is the sauna caught fire. Maybe a little too hot for people. Maybe. I don't know what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. There was a missing persons report. There it is. Filed by a mother in New Jersey. The 23-year-old was later found in New Jersey. But for that cost alone, for South Lake Tahoe Police Department to actually investigate and do that costs a lot of money. Unbelievable, especially across country. Like a national missing person that just wanted, like, okay, contact your mom. I don't know. Let's see. Did the numbers. My puppies are pouting. All right, type of calls. There were 3 disturbances, 23 fire incidents, mainly because of dust. Everyone that knows Lake Tahoe, you get a coat of dust on your skin and your nose. So I don't know why cleaning was not done every day, especially around them. Cooking of popcorn one, and a lot of I don't know, because they had a system that would automatically call for a fire. 4 civil problems, which were also the disturbances and civil problems were mainly and suspicious circumstances 5 were because Narconon likes to lock up people's IDs and wallets and refuses to give it to them when they want to leave. So, in Scientology land, it doesn't get too far into the process of they do really weird stuff and illegal stuff, and police would have to tell them, you need to give them back. On one instance, the guy called 911, was on the phone, and the dispatcher said, let me talk to the person. And they got on the phone, or they didn't even get on the phone, they just yelled, just hang up. So they know, don't do that. There was 14 emergency hang-ups. Even some of them would say, well, you have to dial 9 to get out to the outside of the building. Who's dialing 1-1? People know what 911 is. And it was mainly at night, in the middle of the night. Because I guess they also, and they still take your phones to this day. You're not allowed to have any outside. Which I understand outside influence, but if you want to make a phone call, let them make a damn phone call. 3 unknown left blank, like nothing was specified. 1 missing person report, we talked about that. And 1 fraud. So this guy found out his social security number and ID, like his name was suspiciously used in a different thing, and he was referred to the FBI. 4 informational event, and then 1 medical aid. This one guy worked out the night before and needed an ambulance for his back. It's very weird and very suspicious, guys. So, also with the suspicious circumstance, someone jumped the fence and threw eggs at the back of the building. So, quite interesting find. And the people in it, there are some people that are still involved to this day with this new thing that we're going to be talking about, what the rebrand is. So back in 2015 also, when it ended, Tony Ortega, who is a journalist, I believe, he covers mainly Scientology. Aaron talks about him. He covers even Mike Rinder and other things about, the insider scoop type stuff. My notes fell, sorry guys. He did a cover back in December 28th, 2015, and forward this information about Northern California Narconon not being around anymore. So whoever knows this guy, you should be updated with this information, because he pretty much says it's dead. No more. Dear Dave, we finished our arbitration in Narconon, so this is from a lawyer, Narconon of Northern California on Thursday. Here are some things that you may find interesting. Narconon of Northern California renamed the corporation as Halcyon Horizons and then renamed their, I don't know what DBA is. Anyone? Don't know. Halcyon Horizons has not renewed their license agreements with Narconon or Able. They did. We'll get into that, but they were with Narconon until 2021. So, or at least Lake Tahoe's place. So that information's wrong. No more 10. So I guess they sent 10% of their gross, or about 1.2 million, going to the Church of Scientology. So, yeah. Oh, doing business as. Oh, okay. They have stopped teaching the Narconon Church of Scientology programs. I'm gonna tell you, nope. Because one of the leaders went OT8 in 2014. And no more saunas or toxic vitamin bombs. They have saunas. And they get vitamins. Lots of vitamins. So he's just saying, also, if you know a lawyer, these So these changes were done about 2 months prior to the start of arbitration. Without blowing my own horn too much, I have to think that changes were due to the fact that someone finally spent the time and energy to actually go after the factual misrepresentations in the Narconon advertising. Have you guys seen a huge difference? I have not. This guy needs a reality check. You didn't do much. So Dr. Steven Stein, and I need to find out if he's still on this, because he was, and we're about to get into, he is in Watsonville. He was on retainer for $13,500 per month. So, and this is just incredibly like saying, hey, we're not a part of this. And his name, this attorney, is John P. Hannon II, attorney at law, Capitola, California. So, and he also claims, this attorney, that Miscavige is giving up on larger clinics. This is 2015, guys. Where's this guy getting this information and actually confirming it? Replacing them with boutique centers to cater to celebrities and others who might be less inclined to sue. No, dude. Just in 2017, there was another death with Watsonville that I'm about to. That's why I didn't want to get too deep into Watsonville, but because of the leadership, the CEO and her husband. So that's going to be interesting when I look into that death. So Narconon right now only has 5 Narconons for Scientology across the United States. So, and I was trying to be fair and unbiased, but I have all the Narconon Northern California Form 990 filings. That's going to be, like I said, I want to post this and have it for anybody's benefit. So, Narconon Vista Bay. So this is the business owner on Yelp describing what this is. Even though, technically Narconon's not there. We opened our doors in 1992 in Santa Cruz County. That's kind of weird because sometimes it says 1990. In 2003, we opened our second facility in Placerville. And in 2008, we opened our third facility in the Lake Tahoe Mountains. You know, it's Scientology math. They're talking about 50,000 lectures and all this crap. Yep. We pride ourselves in our 76% success rate. And that's still up on Yelp. But under Narconon Vista Bay. I'm trying to figure out where I put, there was a list of all the names that it's under, and there's at least eight names that this one name changed to. Of course, my notes, I messed with them. I'm not playing little girl. Okay. So, sorry. Elevate Addiction Services information. So on their, on rocketreach.co, it states that the staff employed at the facility have over 20 years experience helping clients to successfully blah, blah, blah. This program is a non-12-step program. The revenue is $12 million. The funding is $7.5 million. There's 47 employees. It was founded in 1990. Oh, this is Watsonville Road. And then yeah, it gives other, sorry, I thought this was different. Years. Okay. So in the history in Yelp, in October 1992, Narconon Vista Bay opened its doors about 10 miles north of Santa Cruz, California. In 1999, the current facility in Watsonville, California, was purchased. Due to our success in handling drug addiction, we have grown into needing even more room and had to purchase 2 more facilities, one in Placerville, California, and another in South Lake Tahoe, California. All of these facilities operate under the organization Narconon Vista Bay, though they are licensed separately. So just to let you know now, Placerville is only an intake center for Elevate Addiction Services. They have another intake place in San Jose, which is really weird because when you go to their Yelp page, you bring up and it's tutoring. So I don't even know what that's about. But like I said, too many webs that I was like, focus on something. And there's another intake in San Francisco. So I have a lot more research to do in the last 2 weeks, I found, guys. So what do I have? Oh, in 2015, see, this is why I was like, where do I go from here? There was a lawsuit. You guys want to meet the people? Let's meet the people before I get into this. You ready? I need to find out technology, guys. So, this lady, Angie, oh, it's backwards. Sorry. Like I said, you will find it. Angie Manson, like Charlie's Manson. That's the last name, Manson. I do not know if they're related. Angie Manson and her husband, Dan Manson, co-founded, apparently, even though she's been in Narconon since the 90s, and him since whenever either, because this was really hard to figure out how deep do I want to go. Guys, I barely scratched the surface and I went so deep. So many lawsuits that name these two. Now, and history. Wouldn't want to trust them. So they were listed in a 2015 lawsuit. They were a death in 2010, which made them change their name. Narconon, the first official in 2010, Elevate Addiction Services. And they got fined and so much because a year before 2010, guys, a guy died. He went to the emergency room. He was by that one doctor and a nurse still on the freaking board. Literally the board. Where's the nurse? Where's that damn nurse? Oh, and I put her. This nurse refused to talk to police and then said, I didn't even know why you were here. The guy died at the hospital and they didn't say that he came from there until a year later. The guy that passed away with his ID and all his personal effects in the freaking safe didn't come to collect the stuff. A staff member mentioned it to somebody. Say, yeah, we had a death last year. Then it went to reported to the drug and what it was. And no one knew that they were supposed to do that. This is a place that's supposed to help people. And if you die, oh, okay, you just dropped your body apparently. But if you want to leave, you can't leave. Like, what is happening? Not only is it on the internet, but also Tony Ortega, yeah, I think I'm saying his name right. I hope I am. Did another post. It's the Watsonville 2010 death investigation. Also, guys, these leaders were all there. All there. This guy, Nathan Tudidem, had to sign all the investigation, death investigation. They opened it up, and then they were not in compliance under so many things, and they had to fix it. They fixed it by 2012, which is when so they switched their name in 2010. 2012, guess who came on the retainer? A psychiatrist. Now, he was only contracted as an outside source. Now, when I get into who these people are, that's where this web gets huge, guys. Okay. So, Angie is a huge workout person. Now, she goes to CrossFit. She made a CrossFit gym in Lake Tahoe inside this facility. You have to work out when you come to this. So Angie, Nathan, and this kid that came to her at age 16, I think it was in 22, he turned 22. This little guy, his name is Tata, his nickname, but it's Tatsuya Sakamoto. Sorry if I broke that, but they are all, and Tommy Ligon and another person. They're all CrossFit level 1 trainers. So prepare to work out while you're doing the detox and all this wonderful stuff. Okay, where did it go? Angie conquered addiction. That's how she came to this place. There was an interview in a magazine because this lady literally won an award for how much advertisement she did for Elevate Addiction Services. I'm not going to get that name. So she grew up 24 in Reno. She had her first drug intervention by family at 16, which landed her in jail again, apparently. And then she says she learned to manipulate the system. Then it worsened, her addiction worsened at age 18. The consequences of her criminal behavior led to her being sentenced to a 10-year prison sentence. Instead of being subjected to imprisonment, she was offered treatment. And she's like, a couple months in, I started working and giving back. So, like a couple months in, she started working at the facility. For the first time in my life, I developed a passion for giving back to others and realizing my true purpose. So, she considers herself the CEO, even though she co-founded. She calls it also a woman's own business. So, Sorry, husband. You take a backseat. Even though, you were there the whole time. And they only talk about Elevate Addiction Services. It wasn't there in the 90s, so this is where the first alarm went that this is Narconon. Let's see. Got that. So, also, did I even talk about the doctor? I'm sorry. Where'd the doctor go? This is the doctor, guys. Tim Sinat. He's only a director. Sorry. This is where I knew I would struggle. Let's see him. He is a psychiatrist. I went through this before and pulled him aside, and now I lost him. I'm going to find him again. Maybe. Just maybe. I'm lost in my notes. No. Okay. Guys, I lost it. I had his LinkedIn page. I have it. That's not good. Uh-oh. So in 2012, he came on the scene as just kind of like an advisor, like I forgot the wording he used, but and then now he is kind of a clinical director, kind of like not really part of the intake. Hi, Poet. Not part of the intake, not part of any sort of meet the patients unless there's like a huge red flag, then he can come in. All of them have recently, so in 2021, they switched from Halcyon, which is nonprofit, straight to for-profit, and this is weird, I can't find it. Nope. Which also changed up things that not only from 2012 are they doing more behavior planning, like, trying to really that death in 2009 really, and the investigation in 2010 changed the course on how they are publicly reviewed, and they needed to change their name, and they needed to change that outlook. Yes, this needs to be mental health. So but what's funny is that these are actual Scientologists that have done things even up to 2014. Dan, the husband, went to OT in 2005. Him and the two brothers, Matt, I'm gonna butcher his name. It's, yeah, Isn't that crazy? So so Matt and his brother Joseph, so the three of them in 2005 went to Flag and did the golden age of tech. Why do they need this when they're in the middle of Narconon? Or supposedly Narconon and not doing Narconon things up to, all these things. And it's limited information too. It's only Flag based. Xenu directory only goes up to 2009. And that's when I found out in 2004, the year before they went to do their golden age of tech, Dan, the co-founder of this Elevate Addiction Services, opened in 2010, has a grape alleged charge in the facility. So if you guys, so far, if you guys want this information, if you want to see these people, go for it. Because he also volunteered at his kids' Catholic school sports. So, like I said, I'm trying to do it unbiased. You pick what, you do you. So, got that. Woo. Talked about that. I've been trying to figure out also how to deliver this, guys. This is my very first. So, with the credentials from switching over and actually being qualified, certified, Angie and her team are now technically certified addiction. What was the friggin' name? Guys, I don't know all these things. Like, what am I teaching? Why am I teaching? Okay. Before I get into that, because I think I jumped ahead, let's talk about Elevate and what they actually say on their site. So the email address is elevaterehab.org. Their approach, so this is the other contradiction. Addiction is not a disease or the result of weak character. Mental health, specifically where they got their certs, or anywhere where they got their certs, it specifies that it is a disease. That's one against, like, that you're a Scientologist. You don't believe in mental health. So it is a manifestation of deeper physical, emotional, and spiritual dilemma that can be only resolved by directly addressing those underlying issues. And then it gets into insurance can cover this if you are qualified. Their vision is to create an environment where individuals can undergo addiction treatment in a caring, positive, and professional setting that involves active participation, support, and structure. So the regional director, guys, of Reno and Tahoe, I have no clue what's happening in Reno, is Mason Unger. He was an ethics officer in South Lake Tahoe during the 911, all of the emergency documents. He pops up in one of them in the description of who talked to who. So it's like, what is happening? Like, you guys are the same. So we talked about core beliefs. They have a guarantee. And then, so this is where I wrote it. So there's a social worker, a master in science, who also approves on certain pages of the website, along with the psychiatrist, who is just someone that advises, and so it's very interesting how they each got certified in I want to say case supervisor, but it's clinical supervisor for, and they all had to take courses online to get certified, and even the intake, everyone. So, also interesting is that the Watsonville location has a license with the Better Business Bureau. The file was open in 2000. Business started in 1990. They've been accredited since 2010 with that investigation, guys. Like South Lake Tahoe is not accredited in the Better Business. I checked. It is not. And of course, the principal, contact information, principal, Mr. Daniel Manson is president. So that's the contact of that. For all advertisement, it's his wife. She's the CEO. Documents, he's responsible. Which is interesting for a CEO. All right. Also, Watsonville has another, they are called the Seascape Recovery Center, LLC. Even though, if you're a legit business, how can you not remember your name? That tells me right there you're a Scientologist, because it's whatever works. So, what they offer with the psychiatry, with supposedly, I don't know, it says on their site, and there's one psychiatrist that's on call, guys, the director, this, just, do it this way. They offer cognitive behavior therapy. They offer, where did it go? Oh, they offer other ones. Hold on. DBT. What's DBT? You gotta tell me these things. Oh, dialectical behavior therapy is a type of cognitive behavior therapy that teaches patients the skills to manage emotions and decrease conflict in relationships. They have the tone scale. They've been using the tone scale. Even in 2012, guys, they were using it. The picture shows. And they're avoiding black and white, the all or nothing. I'm sorry, I'm really trying to be unbiased here. The 4 models of DBT, yep, distress, emotional regulation, yeah. And of course, it's been medically reviewed by Tim Sinot in 2020. So this is how they go through pages on their site saying who reviewed it, who okayed it. So if you go under the resource tab, California Addiction Info. Also, when they switched over for profit, they are not supposed to do teenagers. They cannot admit them. The problem is that I found some things that say, advertisement, that they do accept. Like I said, I've been trying to do this deep dive, and I finally I need to get online and throw it out there, throw all this information, because I'm just collecting, I'm hoarding this information now. So it says, compared to the nation, California has had much lower rates of drug overdose deaths in recent years. However, a significant number of people are still affected of substance abuse. Who wrote this crap? This is Northern California Drug Rehab, guys. On their website. It just talks about percentages. If you want Scientology percentages. Yeah, marijuana use. Yeah, it just talks about percentages. Oh, here you go. Detox program at Elevate. Yes, meow meow. So in 2010, Narconon Northern Narconon, Watsonville got in huge trouble, and they violated a lot of. They were not up to code on a lot of things and got fined for it, and because a death occurred a year before and no one reported it. So in 2010, they changed their name. In 2012, they hired a psychiatrist on call. I can't find that paper. It's in a good spot where I can't lose it, and I lost it. So to be in compliance, and they're slowly adding compliances to better. And I'm going to show you who they infiltrated to lose their persona as all their who they are is Scientology. That's all I can how they're thinking. It works for them, and it's the only thing that would work. So he does not. The psychiatrist does not do the intake. Nothing. I think he's just on call, which is unbelievable. The detox program at Elevate is not your typical detox program. Instead of prescribing numerous medications to help individuals come off of any substance they've been misusing, our medical staff will only provide what is needed. This works to ensure that individuals are entirely off all medications before starting their inpatient treatment. Does that specify anything? Interesting, while I was doing this dig, and I'm very suspicious of someone hacking into my things. Like, what am I looking at? A tab in the website. If you go to locations and hit South Lake Tahoe, and then you click actual South Lake Tahoe, that site, it no longer pops up. It says page not found. That specifically told me all the vitamins, A and everything, because you're deficient. And I know drugs make you deficient, but I know they're going into that sauna. I know they're getting pumped with lots of medication. And to say that in a short thing, hey, you're going to go off all your meds, actually scares me. So, while only the necessary medications are provided for detoxing, the individual's comfort remains the top priority. In fact, many of our clients reported an easier than expected detox experience. Anybody? The reviews say otherwise, but okay. Okay, so there's, please. Yeah. So, there are actually 4 phases. Where the hell did I put this? I messed with it before I went live, guys. There are 4 phases to what their program is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There was a picture. Okay, so instead of the Narconon books, which were kind of like an old math book that was not hardcover, they didn't do Scientology books, but now it's 4 phases, 4 different books that you go through. And of course, in 2012, they showed the course room with Angie Manson walking in the background. And the first phase of the inpatient rehab program is physical and mental healing. I figured that was detox, but they don't state that. Phase 2, they're building life skills and learning tools. Radical acceptance, for example, is a skill that helps individuals start where they are without judgment. Additional clients are given tools such as analysis and positive communication skills that can only help them practice navigating difficult situations without depending on substance abuse. How about numbing the emotional tone and TRs? No? That's what it was before with your ethics officer. Phase 3, the third phase of the inpatient treatment, is addressing and overcoming core negative issues. Anyone want to sign up to this crap? So this includes daily group sessions, one-on-one counseling. And guess what? That one-on-one counseling is not with that psychiatrist. They have specific people. I have all their stuff. That's why I was like, what? What do I go over? Family counseling. Discharge counseling. And then the phase 4, guys, which is really weird, is just outpatient. So it doesn't really go over it. But the length of stay is approximately 30 days, which is short term, to long term, which is 60 days. An addiction counselor will assist you and your loved one in determining which the best program. And then there's other ones where it says it's all these links into different counties, but it says like Monterey drug and alcohol rehab, King City drug and alcohol rehab. I want to know what their affiliations is. Of course, this has been medically reviewed by Tim Sinat. Oh, and the other thing, guys, they treat anger management and anger issues and if you have trauma. So it's not only just rehab. So. All right, guys. So the Q&A, I found it interesting. At least I had that piece. But I swear they changed it from the last time that I first read it, instead of realizing things were changing. So I immediately took snapshots and printed it. It asks, where'd it go? Does Elevate have any religious affiliation? No, we don't. Elevate is an independent, non-religious alcohol and drug rehabilitation program, but we serve clients all faiths. I swear it did not say that before. It just immediately went to, on Sundays, we take a trip to a local non-denominational church. They do have a mission in Lake Tahoe. I have not made confirmation because some of it said it was no longer, and some said it was open. So I am not sure. I will be making my way up in a few weeks. So I'm gonna check out those places. But guys, I didn't say this before. Also, depending on our clientele, we may rotate churches as needed on weekends. It did not say that before. Now I know. Snapshot the hell out of things. Because when I went back, I was like, it was a short paragraph. Now it has 3 little paragraphs. So, they developed that. That's why I'm like, did someone hack into my stuff? Because now you're looking at what I'm looking at. So, I don't know. I'm glad my phone's calling, not my iPad. Alright. So, this award, because she infiltrated so many advertisements, even women's rehab, guys. Women's rehab. This lady had the audacity to say it was a women's rehab. And then in the tab, and I'm going to go through all, like there's so many, it says underneath who can be admitted, women, and then it says men, in parentheses, co-ed. Why are you in a women's magazine saying, hey, here's a treatment for you, but it's not just women? The one thing they didn't infiltrate is the psychology one, like South Lake Tahoe, where all these other rehab programs are. Not there. They have one on their team. They can only handle one. They handle one. And probably only one person handles it. Because you're probably a potential trouble source. So they got the Aptos Award. And the Aptos Award, winners are determined based on the information gathered both internally by the Aptos Award program and data provided by third parties. So, did I see this? Oh, it's annual awards program honoring the achievements and accomplishments of local businesses throughout the Aptos area. Aptos area is where Santa Clara, Watsonville is. Recognition is given to those companies that have shown the ability to use their best practices and implemented programs to generate competitive advantages and long-term value. What did I see? Identifies companies that we believe have achieved. Okay, here. Each year, the award identifies companies that we believe have achieved exceptional marketing success. They are part of Tahoe Chambers. Guys, it's sickening. Because they are saying they are brand new. But online, hey, we've been here from the start. So it's so sickening. On Facebook, guys, she has a page. She has a podcast that opened in 2022. Let's see. She's been in so many different articles of magazines. CrossFit.com. Morning Chalk Up in Tahoe. She's been a part of. Yep, they've been in so many different newspapers covering Angie Manson's journey. But this is all in the just in the last few years, guys. They have not done any research apparently before with all the lawsuits. Okay. Before they got rid of Halcyon in 2017, Halcyon Horizon Inc. claims competitor is unlawfully using Elevate mark. So what's funny is that Elevate Addiction Services, there's also an Elevate Wellness Center, other things that, so they filed a lawsuit against let's read this. Halcyon Horizons Inc., doing business as Elevate Addiction Services, filed a complaint on April 5th in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California against Delphi Behavioral Health Group, LLC, and Elevate Recovery, LLC, doing business as Elevate Recovery Center, alleging trademark infringement and other counts. According to the complaint, the plaintiff alleges that it suffered damages to its business. The plaintiff holds Delphi Behavioral Health Group, LLC, and Elevate Recovery, LLC responsible because the defendants allegedly caused confusion to the consumers as a result of using the Elevate mark. You guys realize they changed their name to other people having the same damn name and then they go after them? Jeez. Let me see. Where's the end? Let's get to the end. Let's get to the good part. Conclusion. The court denies Elevate's motion for preliminary injunction. The court dismisses plaintiff's Lanham Act and UCL claims without prejudice. Lack of understanding based on the analysis above. Because plaintiffs recently filed a new case that appears to supersede this one, the court dismisses the remainder of the case without prejudice. So they probably just put people through the ringer like they have been this whole time. I have tax records. Oh boy. Yep, the Watsonville 501c. So their last year with Halcyon, 2021. So they filed it in 2022. They just filed only 1 year with the new one of 2022. I do not have that. Or well, yeah. And so this year they'll be filing for 2023. I want to see those. Because, guys, the revenue that they say they had in 2021, and this is Watsonville, is $4,482. The expenses were $55,542. Employees got zero apparently. Net income negative $51,060. Net assets zero. They really I don't know. In 2020, the revenue was $13. Expenses $49,234. Net income negative $49,221. Net assets $51,060. And people got paid. 2019 and 2018 only in the hundred thousands. But in 2018, their net assets were $2 million. In 2017, the revenue was $12,311,000. The net assets were $3 million. They quickly went to for-profit also with all their certs, legit certs. If they use them or not, I don't know. On the reviews, I'll get to the reviews, guys. Last January 10th, 2023, they now thankfully use, allegedly, Viva Link, which is biometrics data platform. There's a wearable blood pressure cuff. Oxygen sensors, and everything really, so when they're detoxing, they can actually have a measuring ECG rhythm, heart rate, respiratory rate, and all that, so they can really figure out what's going on with their body. At least they say they're doing that. They got it last year, but they've been here since 1990. Dan, the alleged rapist in 2004, and then went OTA in 2014, wrote a book, if you guys want to read a book, called Redefining Addiction, Reinventing Recovery. There is no brain. All it is marijuana, pills, I almost look like a bullet, but I think they're all different kinds of pills, needles. And apparently it's a bestseller. It's a common sense guide to America's biggest problem. Not a disease. Here's more pictures of her. Apparently the CEO, Angie Manson, who went clear in 2014, also with other two different things at Flag. This is what she wrote on one of her Facebook page. This is 30 years, not 30 years old, but 30 years since I entered drug rehab and never left. Blessed to find my passion and purpose to help others who were once like me by overcoming my own adversity at such a young age is an understatement. Thank you to all the friends and family that came out to help me celebrate and deliver one of the few surprises I didn't see coming. Thank you to Daniel, April, and my team for assembling a beautiful video montage for so many in such a rock star way. This journey was never a solo mission. This has been and will always be a beautiful weaving path of amazing mentors, friends, staff, and clients. There is so much to reflect on and impossible to sum up 30 years' lessons, learnings, achievements, struggles, and successes. Here's to another 30. I hope there's no death. I hope there's no freaking random crimes, keeping other people's property and not giving it to them, and other negligence. Can you imagine? It took you 30 years to figure out, hey, or 29, hey, I probably should put a blood pressure cuff on that person when they're detoxing. Let's check their heart rate. 29 years. It's unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. I don't think they've changed. I think they're just trying to publicly, but you guys can make up your own decision. Apparently they had a ribbon cutting scene that was not in the newspaper whatsoever because they've been open since 1990. I really do want to know what's in Reno. Oh, this is where he went. Found you. Tim Sinat is the mental health expert coach. As the clinical director at Elevate Addiction Services, I oversee the delivery of high quality and evidence-based addiction treatment programs for individuals and families. With over 40 years of experience in the addiction rehabilitation profession and hospital and healthcare industry, I have developed a strong expertise in implementing and managing innovative and effective interventions that address the physical, mental, and emotional aspects of recovery. I am also a certified life coach and a consultant for various organizations that seek to improve their wellness and performance. That's what he is. He's a consultant. I have a passion for helping people achieve their personal and professional goals, and I use my skills in mindfulness, crisis intervention, and family therapy to empower them to overcome their challenges and create positive changes in their lives. I hold a master's degree in counseling psychology from the University of San Francisco, and I have completed advanced studies in positive psychology, group therapy, and employee assistance program counseling from reputable institutions. I am committed to continuous learning and professional development, and I strive to uphold the highest standards of ethical and clinical practice. Let's see what, I know it goes down. Okay, he is, where did it go? This is his LinkedIn thing. So his experience, in January of 2012 to present, he is the consultant and psychotherapist for the Elevate Addiction Services in Watsonville. He's a clinical director. I think he came on in January 2016, guys. I may be wrong. And it's backwards. I need to start presenting, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm learning. So maybe I got it wrong. He came on in 2016 in Watsonville, but now he covers the whole thing, including the intakes, which blows my mind because the intakes are a 7-day stay of rehab. I don't know if it's to transfer them or what, but they have up to 50 to 70 beds, depending on the facility. Like I said, it's San Francisco, San Jose, which I need to check all these places, Placerville, and what is it? Watson or South Lake Tahoe, or no, it's only those 3 places. But the problem is that with them changing their Yelp and making room for South Lake Tahoe to admit they've been operating for 9 years, but they've been operating for 20 plus years. It's very confusing to actually say they're a new business when it's the same people doing Scientology, paying for services, going to flag, getting in trouble, then to stay out of trouble and still have a business. They take courses, get certified, which does not take much, guys, because they have so much experience that all they have to do is take an online class, get certified, and of course they're buddy. There's an actual husband and wife team. Matt, his wife is the director of the missions. And his brother Joseph and his wife are no longer part of the group, but they have an address in Clearwater, Florida, you know. So it's hard to say they really strayed from what they originated from. I think this is the same business. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? Anybody there? Hello? Did I guys talk your ears off? Anyone? Did you guys all go away? Do they do yoga? Yeah. Yes, they do. She is a CrossFit trainer, and there are several. Yeah, I was just looking for what I did with the freaking, oh yeah. Yoga's not permitted. Their behavioral stuff is not permitted. All their stuff that say about, whatchamacallit, behavioral and everything is not permitted. I am really all of a sudden trying to find what I did with all of my, I printed out the different reviews. In 2016, they were saying they were the same thing. And I think 8 months ago, they were saying I'm trying to find it. The most recent one was 8 months ago. And because I swear every bad review, all of a sudden, 5, the most amazing place you'll ever be, pops up. But also they, one concerns me because they're not supposed to take in teenagers anymore now that they're now they're for profit, and change their, you know, their certs and everything. On rehab, oh, that's where it is. Where's my damn thing? On one of them, they describe it, not the review, but they have she like hookered this out. I'm serious. Guys, this is all sites, websites. They start by saying rehabnow.org offers it to teens. In their description of this place, offering a serene summer camp-like setting. A lot of these reviews or places that advertise for them say they are a 12-step program, which scares me. What's that? False advertisement. I have no idea what I did with the reviews, guys. Where's my phone? I know it's on my phone. But, I honestly believe that actually people do not realize that it's still open, because that woman that asked was part of a group that was transparent with their community and everything around it, and would post it on their website. To realize something that has the same people that say they have been around for this long, and say they have certain anonymity enemies. I can't even say that word. Certain, things like yoga and other things. But just because Scientology has said it, or written it out, like, yes, this is what, we don't have that policy anymore, does not mean that that policy is still there. So, it's very discerning that it's still around, or at least the people involved in so many lawsuits and so many accusations can still be in this field of level of care and not be banned from it, especially with the hidden death. That's so weird, that they didn't realize they needed to report that, because, hey, it didn't happen here, it happened at the hospital. And they were adamant that he was not in the stage of detox. He was not in that sauna. So it's hard to really put into words of, do I want this for South Lake Tahoe, in that community, or anywhere else for that matter. So let's see the reviews. I took so many screenshots. Let's see. Trying to look for the most recent. This one doesn't have. Yeah, no, I haven't made my way up there because I have a spinal fusion, so I have titanium on my back, and I just fell and broke my wrist in February, so I have titanium on my wrist now. So I've been recovering, and I am going up in a couple of weeks, no matter what. So I am touring, going to try to see about the mission and that facility. Let's see. See if I can just go to Yelp. Does anybody have any questions, or, because this is my first time presenting anything like this. Oh, of course, Princess Bride. I'm gonna be doing a lot more dives into opening the transparency between all these. Where's the mission? Lake Tahoe. So on at different sites, one says it's open and one says it's closed. So I'm not sure if it is or isn't. Underground. Let's see. That's what happens when I have so many notes and tabs open, to go faster, and I'm going slower. Let's see. YouTube or I have an app for that. Yelp. Let's see. because I keep visiting. They have all of it. Let's see. Okay. Elevate Addiction Services, South Lake Tahoe. Reviews. Looks like there's only 2 reviews. Then there's because I know there's one on a different site, but 4 they went to the South Lake Tahoe one. Okay, 8 months ago, Leah says, don't go there. Don't go here. And that's for Watsonville. The intake director, Mike DePalma, will lie to you and say whatever you want to hear to get you your foot in the door. I told him I had a previous bad experience at a detox center and asked if men and women were housed together. He said no, they weren't. Told me we would all get to leave the facility twice a week to go to Target, that there were medical staff on site 24/7, and that I would be allowed to check my cell phone for an hour a day every 2 to 3 days, since I am self-employed and I have a special needs, hi Susan, child who I was trying to get into a program. I spoke to him twice before arriving, and he made it sound like he would be there. When I arrived, I was told Mike lives in another state. My first red flag. Everything upon intake was like a military operation. It felt very weird. Firstly, they do everything they can to hide that you will first be taken from the main building up to an isolated little cabin. It is mentioned on their website, but it is buried way down in one short sentence and is easy to miss, where men and women are housed together with only one staff member there from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Imagine how safe I felt in a cabin in the woods, far from society, locked up with scary people, and one little tiny woman there as staff all night. There is no doctor on site. I saw him once on Zoom for 10 minutes. There is a nurse who will visit the cabin a couple times a day, but leaves at 9 p.m. So if you need any medication during your detox between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m., you're shit out of luck. I felt like I was in a horror movie. During this time, you are in what they call blackout, not allowed any access to the outside world, not allowed to speak with any family. You can't even see the news. They have a few DVDs that are all nature, documentary stuff, but by day 2, you've seen everything they've got. I'm a female, this dog, great victim. You are right there, girl. Did you bring, oh, you brought me a ball, you know. She brings me the cat toy. Okay, bedroom next, okay, wait. To mine, who had come straight from prison, wait. And we had men coming in to stay at the cabin in the bedroom next door to mine, who had come straight from the prison. I heard one bragging about grapes he had committed, while another one became violent with the staff on his first night over, them wanting him to take a urine test. His male roommate was scared to sleep in the same room with him that night, so you can imagine how I felt being right next door. The staff is all ex-addicts who have recently completed the program and have the bare minimum of training to be a detox technician. I heard one of them say if you graduate, you are basically guaranteed a job. Basically, the detox cabin, where people are the most vulnerable, is where they put the most recent grads. The whole thing felt weird and culty, and I later learned that Elevate is a front for Scientology and had 6 or 7 different names since they started. It all makes sense now. They thought that putting an opiate addict on Subutex and weaning them off in 5 to 10 days would work. That is not how Subutex works. Several people were weaned off too quickly and became very sick once they left detox, I was told. The staff is a mixed bag. A couple of them were amazing, and I'll never forget them. However, most of them were lacking in compassion, seeming very young with no experience and or extremely inappropriate. One of them liked to tell us how he was once a famous rap star with bodyguards. Yeah, right. He has one shitty song on Apple Music, and all he did was dick around loudly and play favorites with some of the patients. He also walked in on me in the bathroom without even knocking, opening the door so that the whole room could see me in there with my pants down. No locks on bedroom or bathroom doors, which makes bathing quite scary in that situation. I was told after 7 days that I would be allowed to call my family, so I toughed it out to get the magical seventh day. But when I got there, I was then told that since I hadn't yet weaned off of my medications, I wouldn't be allowed to talk to them until I did, plus after 3 more days of observation. So I was looking at 2+ weeks without any contact with my family, which is not what I was told repeatedly. Also, when I asked about getting to use my phone as Mike had promised, I was told no one gets that. By then, I was ready to elevate my ass right out of there. It took an entire day of arguing with the staff to get them to release me. I started around 1 p.m. and around 10 p.m. when I began to use the words legal rights and my attorney, they released me. And during the whole day, they continued to lie. First saying no one can be released after 2 p.m., then saying no one was around to open the safe and release my property to me. So they're still locking things up, guys. Magically, both of those things happened. Oh, and when they got Mike on the phone as I was leaving, he didn't want to speak to me at all. Seems legit, right? There's plenty more I could say, so if anyone is interested, please shoot me a message and I'd happily elaborate. I think I may contact her. So that was just 8 months ago. And I'm not saying all of them are bad. Kevin, 10 months ago, this is a shorter one, says a complete scam, any service that charges you over $5,500 for alcohol abuse is offensive and unjust. Every member I dealt with was worse than a car salesman, an absolute money-making institution, 5 thumbs down. There are so many other organizations that are not charged for addiction. Don't waste your time or money. This group is a bunch of successful groups of convincing scam artists, indicating they do not offer a step program, but in the session 2, they presented step 4 in AA, but called it something different. Buyer beware. This is a rogue group only after your money, and the successful recitals are all fake and self-fabricated. Of course, there's reviews from years ago, like a year, 2, 3. So, but those are the most recent, worst ones, not like, hey, so I'm not saying like it's gonna, this is completely, not good for you, but I believe there are elements of Narconon, since, you know, they keep saying that. So that's all I have for you guys. Any tips on how I could do better? Probably organizations. Okay, meow. There's a Reno mission. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be doing deep dives and in all different places to. It was just hard to do this one, Lake Tahoe, because of so many different connections. When it was just Narconon, Angie and her husband Dan Manson, they were only a part of Placerville and Watsonville. Mason Unger, who is, yeah, just was there with other people in South Lake Tahoe. They were a part of, because even the security didn't even have the key to the safe with everybody's thing. He did not have permission to let people leave. That's what blows my mind, that they're still locking up IDs and not allowing phones or anything. So it's been quite interesting. I've been on here for quite some time. I'm gonna go ahead and log off. Thank you guys for coming. And for my first deep dive, I was very nervous because I haven't been in front of a camera or needed to since high school, and that was 25 plus years. So have a great night, guys, or day, evening, morning. Bye.